to the patch notes for Operation Crimson Heist, the newest season in Rainbow Six Siege. We're going to cover this all, so hopefully you enjoy. You'll get my take on it too. So here we have our first picture of Flores, the new operator. He's got a nice fire thing going on here. So we've got Flores joining, the attacker from Argentina, who knows how to mix precision and passion. He brings the RCE Retero gadget. So it's basically an RCXD from Call of Duty, and he gets 4 of them, by the way. Okay. So let's move forward. So here's Flores, and here's his loadout. He will be coming with the AR-33 assault rifle. This gun is previously seen on Thatcher, but it's generally overshadowed by the L85 assault rifle. And then we have the SR-25, which is previously from Blackbeard, which is his marksman rifle. Now Blackbeard's getting a pretty big nerf too this season, so we'll get into that when we get down to him. He'll be a 2-armor, 2-speed operator, stun grenade, and claymore are for gadget choices. Okay, let's keep moving. And we'll have the map rework, border, which people were thinking, well, the leaks were saying border, but then people were like thinking, well, it says heist, so maybe a bank reworked? But nope, we're not actually getting a banked rework at all this year. Because next season, it will be a favela rework, and then in the 3rd season, they're going to do miscellaneous, multiple tweaks on multiple maps, which I have reservations about that, because I was expecting, at least a map rework. Now I'm just kind of disappointed. And season 4 would be going back to Outback, to rework Outback, which has always been a hated map since it came out. Okay, and there's introduction of a new secondary weapon, the Gon 6. So this is a modern-day hand cannon, it says. It shoots an explosive projectile that detonates on impact with surfaces and destroys bulletproof gadgets. Yep, so some operators will be getting that. We'll see that in the patch notes as we move along. Match replay beta. So this is what a lot of people have been waiting for. Basically, you're going to be able to watch the replay of a match that you played, basically. But this is only available on PC, and it's just in the beta form. So once it's finalized, it'll move its way to console as well. Interesting. Newcomer playlist rework. The Newcomer Map Pool will now feature 5 iconic siege maps: Coastline, Oregon, Cafe, Bank, and Clubhouse. They probably shouldn't have included Bank. Probably should have gone with a more balanced map, because out of these, Coastline, Oregon, Cafe, and Clubhouse, they're pretty balanced now, but Bank is just kind of nah. I guess that's, supposed to be more for the fun than the Bank map. So, change to Mozzie's Pest, we're getting a drone proximity awareness. So if an attacker's drone's near one of Mozzie's pests, the icon that appears will now pulse at different speeds, depending on the drone's proximity to the pest. Attackers can use this new information to rethink their droning strategy when a pest is near. So what I'm gathering is, there's going to be a warning thing that's going to be pulsing, letting you know, hey, stop going that way. There's a Mozzie pest there. And hopefully it should lead to less drones getting captured as a result of it. But still gives a fair chance to Mozzie that he will catch a drone here and there. Moving forward, disabled state for electronic gadgets. When disabled by mute, necessary disabled state feedback will now appear for attacker drones, breach charges, all this stuff. Basically, they're going to get a HUD icon that'll let you know, hey, your gadget is jammed. Also, claymores and nomad air jabs can now be disabled. So, say you play as mute, you put a jammer down by a window that had a claymore outside of it, or maybe an air jab. Now you can do a safe jump out, and run out and potentially kill somebody by just simply placing a mute jammer down on that window first and seeing if you jammed anything. We've got price decrease for Crimson Heist. Blind and Finka's prices go down to 10,000 renown. They are now 3 years old into this game. Mozzie and Gridlock's prices decreased to 15,000 renown. They are 2 years old in this game. And finally, Oryx and Yana's prices will drop to 20,000 renown or 480 R6 credits because they are now 1 year old officially in this game. It's crazy to imagine that they've been around for so long. Feels like just yesterday Mozzie came out, honestly. Here we have the new seasonal weapon skin, which honestly looks pretty nice. I like that icon. I like how they've got like the shading for like the black ice, you know? They gave it that icy texture, but then it's like they've got fire on the top. And it's like it continues that like layer of depth to the color across the skin. Honestly, this could honestly challenge Black Ice as one of the most popular seasonals in a very long time, because it is aesthetically very pleasing to look at. Experience 2 extremes with the seasonal weapon skin Thermal Antipod. And turn players cold. Interesting. This is called Thermal Antipod. This weapon skin will be available at season launch. Purchased throughout the season. Once unlocked, it remains in your inventory indefinitely and can be applied to all available weapons. I know for a fact I am buying this weapon skin. This thing looks nice. This is nice, and I like the icon too a lot. So this will be a very popular weapon skin. Now I don't know if it'll ever be as popular or as rare, considered as rare as Black Ice, but you know, it's a step in the right direction compared to the other seasonal skins that we've been getting recently. And remember, once the season's over, the skin's presumably gone for good, unless they bring it back like they did with Blood Orchid seasonals and for the Lunar New Year sale. Which those skins are still available until the end of this season now. So if you didn't get them yet, go get them before they are presumably gone for good again. Alright, let's move on. I do really like this skin though. Finally, operating balancing. So first we have Mute. Mute's Signal Disruptor now disables Claymores and Nomad's air jabs. Okay, I mentioned that earlier. We talked about that already. Added the disabled state feedback that was missing for other affected gadgets. Okay, so HUD changes, you know, just letting the attacker know what they jammed, that their gadget was jammed. Mozzie, the warning icon, yep, we talked about that already. So that shouldn't really affect how he plays. So it's a minor change, but hopefully makes it a little bit easier for attackers to deal with him. Here we go. Big Blackbeard nerf right here, guys. Reduce the Blackbeard's rifle shield HP to 20 from the previous 50. So now basically one shot should basically shatter that shield. Instead of him getting like 2 freebie shots on his shield, 2 to maybe 3 depending on the damage drop-off range, and maybe 2 depending on damage drop-off for some of those weaker SMGs on defense. You know, depending on damage drop-off. So his shield will break much faster, and then presumably you'll be able to get that headshot hopefully before he kills you, because his damage on his MK17 has been dropped. 240 from the previous 49. This is a huge damage nerf. This gun doesn't have a large rate of fire, by the way. So it was like, honestly, very weak in general as an assault rifle. Because of its slow rate of fire combined with the high damage, it had a very slow overall damage per second rating. So your time to kill was pretty long. And now it's even longer because your damage is lower. This will have a new DPS, by the way, of 390, making it the weakest weapon on offense. So they're taking away Dokubi's lethality, and they're giving her the Gon 6 to deal with bulletproof gadgets, which was presumably what the frag grenades were supposed to be for, but she didn't use it like that. And then ended up attempting to be a fragger out of place, you know? Finko, stun grenades are replacing frag grenades. Because she is also getting the Gon 6, they're not going to double up on the Gon 6 with frag grenades, because then they'll think that's too much utility clear for one operator. And presumably if an offensive operator already has some sort of gadget clear ability, that they're not even going to get the Gon 6, because then it's just adding more utility clear for one operator. It sucks that they're taking away the C75. That was a popular secondary for Dokubi, because the other one, the SMG-12, his recoil is ridiculous and uncontrollable a lot of times. But here, the Gon 6 is just replacing the GSH-18, which is the Russian weaker pistol that no one uses anyway. Twitch, smoke grenades are replacing the stun grenades, which is whatever. I guess they wanted to... They don't want her to be a fragger really anymore, like what she was in the past, which is why they nerfed the gun in past seasons too. They nerfed the drone to not deal as much damage, trying to be more focused on a utility clear, not an operator clear, not as one of the fraggers. And so stun grenades will make her, the smoke grenades will make her less aggressive. Cali, big buff right here. Increased CSR X damage to 127 from the previous 122. Now what this means, guys, we can see in the designer notes that what this will do then, you one-shot and kill 3-speed operators. So yeah, that's still good. But now, 2-speed and 1-speed operators will both go into the down but not out state. Previously, it was only the 2 speeds that would go into the down but not out state, while the 1 speeds would be able to survive a shot and shoot back at you. It was horrible. It was not a fun time. So now, they'll either die or all go down, you know. But if they're wearing rook armor, the 1 and 2 speeds will survive a shot and not go down right away. It will take 2 shots to put them into the down but not out state, while the 3 speeds will be knocked down into the down but not out state, meaning the rook armor saves them from dying instantly. So we'll see how that plays out. And then here we have G36 recoil. This is one of the primaries for Ashe and Yana, but most of the time Yana and Ashe use the ARX and the R4C over the G36. Honestly, it's not really because of the recoil. It's just because the guns are stronger. They're better. The R4C has a higher rate of fire and a higher damage than this thing. Of course, it's always going to get picked over it. The ARX is a much higher damage, making its time to kill a lot shorter than the G36. So, the recoil, I like what they're trying to do with the gun, but it's not what needed to be buffed. You know? I would have gone with maybe a damage buff if they wanted to improve it, or, a rate of fire buff. Not necessarily the recoil, because it's not really that big of an issue. Alright, moving on. Tweaks and improvements. Game balancing. Diffuser priority. In bomb, if the diffuser is not being picked up at the end of the planning phase, it will be given to the operator who prioritizes the diffuser the most. For example, Thermite will always get the diffuser over Ashe, given the nature of their respective roles. I feel like this was probably a huge problem to code into the system. They're like, okay, well, we're not going to give it to probably Ashe and Zofia, and then I guess we'll just figure out who ends up with it, actually. But this is good. This should prevent, like, if no one picks the bomb, sometimes, if not all the time, an Ash ends up with it. They run into the building, into sight, they die, defuse. Diffuser's now in sight, and the defenders have it, and you'll basically lose the round most of the time. So hopefully this prevents that from happening. Okay, this is a PC change that I don't really care about since I'm on console, but activating or equipping a gadget will no longer force the player to unlean. Okay. Situations, progression locks have been added to situation difficulties. Difficulty of normal and hard situations is reduced. Okay. I guess they're making it easier because situations are supposed to be like one of the learning things for new players. So making it easier for them will maybe improve the player base, or at least keep newer players around longer. Weapon attachments have been adjusted. Okay. Other quality of life changes have been made. Cool. Player comfort. Interesting. So changes to Newcomer and Quick Match playlists. So they have similar parameters to Unranked and Ranked. Okay. So reduce the round duration in Newcomer and Quick Match playlists to 3 minutes. Thank you. It's called Quick Match, people. It should be faster than Unranked, or at least the same speed or Ranked. Honestly, it should be even faster, probably. But it's a step in the right direction. But at least now we don't have to wait like an additional minute for one dude to just sit on the outside of a building and bait the entire time and then just lose the round because they don't want a challenge. Increase the defuse and planting time to 7 seconds from the previous 5 seconds for both Newcomer and Quick Match. Okay. That's cool. Just like Unranked and Ranked, 7 seconds now. Added the diffuser carrier selection for the Newcomer and Quick Match playlists to empower players who want to carry it and reduce friction among teammates. Okay, we'll see how that works. Streamer mode, here we go. So finally, we've got the streamer mode to help protect our content creators from queue sniping and stream sniping. They can hide their personal info on their screen from viewers and enable a hidden matchmaking delay. So it should prevent that. But the thing is, what I'm worried about is, does it actually hide your in-game name, you know? Because if one of your fans go like, or one of the people recognizes you and go like, oh hey, that's that person, and then just brings up his stream. Like, what was the point then, you know? It needs to disguise your name, that way they don't even know too. But anyway, step in the right direction. I'm sure Ubisoft will fix it eventually. CapCan, improve the deployment of CapCan's entry denial device to make it feel more intuitive and reliable. Interesting, I guess this must be like, you know, I don't know, might just be easier to put them down, might not be as finicky, you know, to get the exact spot. Players using the ADS toggle option are no longer forced back into ADS. Cool. Spectator mode. Added multi-kills feedback and team loadout. Achievement trophies. Okay. Game health. Players on the same LAN network now join a local custom game. Cool. Voice actors for IQ and Capito. Re-recorded. We've heard them already in the little cinematic shorts, you know, where you just hear their voices talking. So they've been there. But it'll be interesting as we move forward. Support. Red ping support. So in like a kill cam or whatever, you will be able to see that, hey, this player was lion pinged, alibi pinged, or jackal pinged in the replay system, you know? So a little bit more clarity onto perhaps why you died. But I'm pretty sure you know why you died because you were scanned. Then you probably presumably got wallbanged after that. Okay. Removed Ubisoft Connect daily challenges. Cool. Now to redirects to Battle Pass. Okay. Removed map rotations for Quick Match. Interesting. To increase all maps, to increase the variety, all maps except Bartlett U are now included in the quick match pool. Finally. They gotta do something with Bartlett, though. It was a fun map when it was in-game. They should probably rename it, though. Probably rename it and then just rework it, you know? And then just bring it back. Anyway, that is all of what's coming. in year 6, season 1. Presumably y'all learned about the Nook buff, but that will not be dropping this season. The Nook buff will be reportedly dropping later this year. It's not listed here, but basically what'll happen is she'll be able to use her gadget to get past proximity-based devices too, i.e. Capcan traps, barbed wire, Grismoths. You know, she's going to be able to proximity alarms, Melusi gadgets, the Banshees. She's going to be able to walk past those with her gadget on and not trigger them. So we'll see how that works, and hopefully it comes out in season 2. But anyway, that'll be it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this and hearing my take on the new season. So anyway, it's been fun. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all later. By the way, moving forward, my streams will be moved to weekends only because I will be starting a new job. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.